Good afternoon, everyone. Live from the Paco Arena, we have our third game of this quintuple header for today. So limang laro po tayo today, and this is the third game of our men's volleyball competition. As you see a glimpse of the competition inside here, the Paco Arena. My name is Lance Fernandez, and with me is our analyst for this game, Kathy Abayon. And our third game for today is between the Ateneo de Manila University Blue Eagles against the FEU Fighting Tamaraws. As we check out the standings for this moment for Pool B, we have Ateneo and Perpetual having 2-0 records, and FEU is at 1-1, UP is at 1-2, San Beda is at 1-2, and San Sebastian is at 0-2. Samantala po sa Pool A, nanalo po kanina ang NU, sila ay 3-0 na. DLSU is 2-1, Adamson 1-1, UST is 1-1, St. Benilde 1-2, and Arellano at 0-3. Ayan. So mabalik tayo dun sa ating laro ngayon, Kathy, ano? Contrasting images of two teams, Ateneo and FEU. Itong Ateneo, they have been dominating in this competition. They won in 4 sets against San Beda in the opener, and they won against San Sebastian in 3 sets noong October 21. Ano yung nakikita mo, Kathy, na ginagawang maganda ng Ateneo? That's why they have been spotless so far in this competition.
Well, Lance, Ateneo is known to have a winning tradition, especially in the UAAP. And speaking of which, this is just another preview of the coming season, this UAAP, FEU versus Ateneo, and Ateneo being 2-0 in this league. In this league, Coach Timmy is just sticking to his usual starters.
Yeah.
We also have like Emil Pasino, who scored 15 points nung last game nila against San Sebastian noong October 21. And of course, there's Teddy Libero. Nung time na yon, especially when they needed it the most, and Lance De Castro, who had 13 excellent receptions and who got the player of the game recognitions. We just give credit where credit is due, no? I understand that not all liberos are, given all the credits, pero nung game na yon, ang laki ng improvement ng reception and depensa ng Ateneo.
Yeah, speaking of other players to look out for, aside from Emil Pasino, there's also Ken Batas, who had 11 points against San Sebastian, and Gian Salarson, who had 6 against San Sebastian but averaging 9.5 points per game. Samantala, sa kabilang panig naman, Kathy, in Pool B, we have our FEU Fighting Tamaraws. They lost 5 sets to Perpetual, apparently, and they bounced back to win in 3 sets against San Beda. Ano yung adjustment na ginawa nila? That's why they were able to gain an easy victory against San Beda in their latest outing.
Well, Lance, I was able to talk to Coach Ray Diaz earlier, and I asked him about the performance of the team from the Perpetual game, which they lost to 5 sets. And sa 5th set nila, Lance, they only scored 6 points. And I believe 3 of the 6 came from the opponent's error. So, ang laking bagay neto for Coach Ray. And when I asked him what did they do for their game against San Beda, sabi niya, I just want to improve on the system. Parang he said he just moved on from the Perpetual game, and yung San Beda game was another learning experience for him and his players. Kailangan lang daw niya talagang mahon itong system nila, because he mentioned that there were only 2 veterans left before the pandemic. It's Javelona and Calado, and the rest talaga first playing year nila with this team. So like other teams in this league, nagbe-build up pa lang din sila, and they're trying to create a system.
So aside from Mark Calado and Javelona, we also have to look at Saavedra and Racasa. Meanwhile, when we return, it's Ateneo against FEU here at the Vili.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's now meet the officials for this match. Our first referee, Mr. Erlindo Eusebio, National Referee. Our second referee is Mr. Fernando Velarde, National Referee. Let us now call the starters. First, for the Ateneo de Manila Blue Eagles. Middle blocker number 4, Jet Gopio. Opposite spiker number 5, Ken Batas. Center number 7, James Licauco. Outside spiker number 8, Amil Pasino. Outside spiker number 18, Gian Salarzon. Middle blocker number 22, Charles Abson. And their starting libero is their team captain number 13, Lance De Castro. Their head coach is Tim Santo Tomas. Calling now the starters of the Far Eastern University Tamaraos. Setter number 3, Ariel Cacao. Outside spiker number 7, JJ Havelona. Opposite spiker number 9, Drexa Avedra. Middle blocker number 15, Angelo Aldovino. Middle blocker number 16, Jepoy Abunyawan. Outside spiker number 23, Franz Racaza. And their starting libero is number 4, Bryce De Guzman. Head coach, Reynaldo Diaz.
We're looking at the starting lineup of the Ateneo Blue Eagles. We have Salarzon, Posinio, Licauco, Ken Batas, Jet Gopio, Charles Absin, and their starting libero is Lance De Castro. On the other hand, on FEU side, we have Ariel Cacao, Drix Saavedra, Jefferson Abunyawan, Angelo Aldovino, Jose Havelona, Franz Racaza, and Raymond Bryce De Guzman, their starting libero. Our first referee is Erlindo Eusebio, and our second referee is Fernando Velarde. This is match number 20 of the V-League 2022 men's volleyball competition. As we see a glimpse of the setter of Ateneo, James Licauco, starting off the festivities in this game, our third game of this quintuple header. So Kati, hindi tayo mauubusan ng volleyball today. 5 matches tayo. So after this, marami pang laro. So,
yes, it's a happy Friday here at Paco Arena, and we're seeing great action here so far by both teams, yes.
Saktong-sakto dahil kagagaling natin dun sa araw ng mga namayapa nating mga kamag-anak at mga mahal sa buhay. Ito, buhay na buhay ang volleyball. Kaya lang, walang buhay yung atake na yon ni Salarzon. That's why that first error.
Or it was Pasino.
Pasino
yes.
rather, yes.
Medyo it was a broken play as well, and he was just trying to let the ball across. Pero medyo delikado na yon kasi malapit na dun sa referee.
Siyempre for both teams, yun yung bagay na kailangan yung bantayan lagi is the errors because it can add up as the set goes on. So yun yung kailangan bantayan ng bawat panig para sila ay manalo dito sa laban natin. Meanwhile, FEU sends the ball over to Ateneo. An easy tap, no go. De Castro with the first ball. Licauco with the middle attack. Wala pa rin. FEU has the offensive. Racaza on the attack. A miss hit by Racaza. Point for Ateneo.
Yes, as you just mentioned, no, Lance, they have to minimize their errors. Kasi especially itong FEU, no, when they lost to Perpetual, their 5th set, parang sobrang game of errors na lang nung time na yon. Sobrang dami ng errors nila, and this game dapat i-minimize na nila yon.
Yeah, that's why they have to show nerves also, and it's a game of fortitude. Talking about the game of volleyball that is. And meanwhile, Pasino on the service line para sa Ateneo. That's a strong serve para kay Pasino. Cacao seeing his options off the block and good for FEU.
Racaza, no fear.
Yeah, check it out one more time. Back set para kay Racaza. Bumawi siya kanina kasi doon sa kanyang pagkakamali dito sa kabilang side.
Yes, si Charles Absin was also late for that block.
Because of that late block, nahanapan niya ng puwang. Etong si Racaza. 2-1 in favor of FEU.
Oh, good hit by
Ken
by
Batas with the score, yes.
Good look also hitting down the line.
Down the line hit by Ken Batas. Ties our game at 2 apiece. Absin on the service line para dito sa Blue Eagles. Looper of a serve, soft serve, Cacao. Back set once more. Kaya lang, napalakas yung hataw this time ni Saavedra.
It was a miss hit as well. Parang tinamaan niya sa ilalim ng bola. That's why the ball sailed out.
Yeah, usually pag mga ganyang miss hit, Cathy and Wen, nanggigigil ba yung mga hitter kapag ganyan? Nanggigigil ba yung player? Parang how do you adjust that instance or yung sequence na ganyan na para matansya mo yun ng tama yung palo mo?
Well, it's all about timing, no, Lance? Timing talaga, especially sa volleyball. Oh, malaking bagay. Like, that miss hit again. Another miss hit from Ken.
Ken Batas, yes.
It's all about timing sa volleyball. Kasi if you miss time, even your approach, especially, mahihirapan ka talagang tamaan yung bola. And you cannot put the ball to where you want it to land.
Yeah, so far, the timing of both teams, not yet optimal. They have been exchanging errors here and there. That's why we are tied at 3 apiece. Meanwhile, Havilona with the top, but the triple block was there. Abunyawan with a bump set. But the block was still there. It's there, rather. Easy over para dito kay Aldovino, but De Castro was there. Licauco, another back set.
Nice. Nice set by James. Having the luxury of 3 spikers in front of him. I mean, in front of the Ateneo kanina. And Ken just delivering the goods for Ateneo.
Okay, naman itong si Batas. Imposing his will that time. And here he is on the service. A good service for Batas. But a good middle attack by FEU to respond.
Speaking of timing, that's another perfect example of a perfect timing. Basta maganda yung reception ng isang team, the setter will be able to, to go on with the play. And after that play, parang magbo-boost na rin yung morale, especially of the quick spikers nitong FEU.
Yeah, as we check out that service error mula dito kay Saavedra, let's focus on Ariel Cacao for a moment, itong setter ng FEU. Initially, siya yung backup setter nitong FEU, itong Tamaraos. But we have seen him progress and grow in this league. How important is that experience coming into the bigger leagues like UAAP and the other succeeding tournaments that they will participate in?
Especially sa UAAP, exposure is a great teacher talaga. Kasi ngayon, iba na yung volleyball eh. Before, it used to be like, you just go to the venues to watch the games. Ngayon, it's televised and a lot of people are watching you. So it's totally different. Now with Ariel Cacao, who's getting a lot of exposure, especially now that Coach Ray Diaz opted to start with him as the setter. Matitest din ni Coach kung hanggang saan na ba siya ngayon. Coach Ray Diaz was talking about the system and the culture that he wants to develop sa FEU. And I think this is a good start. Also, exposing the setters, which are the playmakers din, especially sa volleyball. Parang mga point guards yun sila sa basketball, diba? So they can also dictate the pace of the game.
Meanwhile, pace of the game, nandoon yung atake ni Aldovino, but that was received. But earlier, there was an exchange of service errors from both squads.
Great combination play. That wasn't the strongest of attacks, pero right place, right time for Rakaza.
And also, a good fake on the part of Abunyawan to fool the blockers of Ateneo that time. At ito siya, nagsiserve for FEU. Licauco, another back set. Kaya lang, lalabas yung palo ni Ken Batas.
Too much juice for Ken Batas.
Yeah, sinusubukan niya talaga yung down the line hit kasi he is having success on the cross court. Kaya lang yung nababantayan din siya. That's why he's checking this down the line hit kung open. So far, it's not yet there.
And also, he has a smaller blocker in front of him in Cacao. That's why they're opting for the down the line plays.
The out of system play dito para sa Ateneo. Opportunity for FEU to score.
Too low.
That
set was too low.
Hindi nilagawa ng paraan ng Ateneo that time. Yung out of system play na yun. And with that error, we are going to our first technical timeout with FEU up 8-6. We will be back with more. This is the V-League.
Welcome back to the V-League where it all started. Live at the Paco Arena, this is Reese Malonzo reporting on the sidelines for this match between the Ateneo de Manila University and the Far Eastern University. Coming in from the first technical timeout, FEU leads 8-6. Coming from a 2-week break since their last game against the San Sebastian College Rectos, Coach Timmy kept it short and simple and said that they focused on perfecting the execution of their plays and sa paglilinis ng kanilang transitions. Back to you, Lance and Kathy.
Yeah, thank you very much, Luis Malonzo, for that quick update on Ateneo. Kaya lang yung report ni Reese mukhang hindi pa nangyayari dito sa laro because Coach Tim talked about execution, yung linis ng kanilang atake, but so far at FEU with a slight 1-point advantage.
Yes, actually, there were a lot of miscommunications from the Ateneo side. That's why back-to-back errors sila, which they have to avoid, especially now.
Meanwhile, itong FEU, yung kanilang middle attack, yun ang pinapagana nila ngayon early this time, Kathy.
Yes, actually, the setter is doing a great job activating the middles. Kasi pag yung middles mo, makuha mo yung timing, the setter and the middles, pag yung chemistry nila, nakuha na nila, mahirap kasing basahin especially sa blocks.
At that time, buhawi naman itong Ateneo courtesy of Ken Batas.
Yes.
With that attack from the open side. Let's check it out one more time. Nice set by Licauco. At wala na nagawa yung nasa backline nitong Tamaraos doon. That's why Ateneo has closed the gap, 8-9.
Oh. We were just talking about it.
Yun
Miscommunication.
Ang ganda sana ng execution na yun kasi nandun na yung bola.
Aldovino thought it was gonna be an A quick, pero nag-B quick itong setter nila. So miscommunication from the FEU side.
So pag ganyan, do you have to communicate it quickly that you want a higher ball or you want this kind of ball kung ikaw yung attacker?
Well, that you do at practice. You know, yung mga, especially may mga set plays yan sila na practices. Doon mo mapapractice yung timing mo, your chemistry with your setter. That's why a lot of teams, kahit hindi, yung mga spikers, meron mga teams kasi na hindi naman ganun kalalakas yung spikers, pero if you have a great setter, it's such a convenience kasi tatalon ka na lang Like sa women's volleyball, we have Gia Morado, one of the greatest setters that we have seen. Hindi na mahihirapan yung spiker you know, so
let's check this out one more time. Salarzon with that textbook attack. Yeah, you were mentioning, go ahead.
Yes, it's a great advantage if you have a really good setter.
Yeah, a playmaker that is inside the court itong mga setter natin. So babantayan natin yung laro nitong si Licauco and itong si Cacao if they can activate all of their attackers. Kaya lang not activated yung service na yon ni Absin ng Ateneo. That's why FEU will get a slim 1-point advantage, 11-10. At medyo marami yung service errors early in set number 1. Maybe nerves playing a part here in this game, Kathy?
Actually, kasi matagal din yung last games nila, no? Itong Ateneo, the last time they played here was in October 21, and itong FEU was in October 23, and we took a break because of the typhoon. So, medyo siguro nangangapa ulit. Minsan kaya medyo mabagal yung start ng dalawang teams na to.
Yeah, gaya nga nasabi nila, mas gusto pa nila naglalaro araw-araw para nandun yung kanilang mechanics at yung momentum. Samantala, yung momentum doon ng attacker ng Ateneo nawala. Kaya magkakaroon ng 2 puntos na kalamangan itong Tamaraos, 12-10. And on the service line for the Tamaraos is Romel Aldovino, ang kanilang middle blocker. Good serve by Aldovino. Second ball kay Licauco, and a nice attack.
Salarzon with a great hit.
Yeah, bumawi si Salarzon sa atake na yun. Kanina, bago tayo mag-first technical timeout, yung error niya yung nag-cause ng 2-point lead for FEU. Meanwhile, itong si Ken Bata serving for the Blue Eagles. Good serve, but an even greater reception. Nice tip. Hindi na nakuha ni Licauco yun.
Saavedra just pushing it above the blockers of Ateneo.
Diniskartehan na lang niya kasi nakita niya na yung blocker doon. Etong si Drake Saavedra, ito yung parang buhatero ng FEU ngayon kasi he is averaging 11.5 points per game. Pero only 4 points against San Beda. So nag-a-adjust din yung team nila as we check this out first. Itong set ni
Great quick attack.
bumabawi naman natin Neo ngayon with that middle attack. Ayun nga, si Saavedra 11.5 points per game for FEU. Meanwhile, itong si Salarzon, also one of the leading scorers for Ateneo.
Nice reception.
1-2 play, hindi gumana doon para kay Kakao. An easy over, but the block was there.
Careless defense from Ateneo. They were all just standing up and they were expecting Jet to let the ball across, pero the blockers of FEU were right in front of him.
Oh, kitang-kita nila na doon pupunta yung bola kaya hindi na nakalusot yung atake na yon ng Ateneo. It's now 14 serving 12. Licauco chases the second ball. An attack was blocked, but lumabas yung block na yon.
Basinio, the lefty, just hitting it off the hands of the blocker. Kasi nga mas maliit yung blocker in front of him.
So kapag ganun, inaangguluhan mo yung palo mo pag para lumabas and to score a point for your squad. So it's now 13 serving 14. At ang serve ay si Jet Gopio for the Blue Eagles. Kakao with a quick set. No go. Licauco naman ang susubok. But the action continues. Joust at the net. Won by FEU. An infraction on the part of Ateneo. Net touch para dito kay Licauco.
FEU thought 4 touches na yun for that Ateneo, but first referee called it game on.
Yeah, sabi nga nila parang you play until you hear the whistle.
Yes.
At ayun nga yung ginawa ng FEU doon. They just kept on the momentum and kept on playing. That's why they got that point. Meanwhile, down the line attack, good for Ateneo.
Better set from Licauco to Pasino. You know, the lefty, sobrang advantage. We always talk about that, you know, being an advantage, especially sa volleyball ngayon kasi hindi siya yung traditional. Parang before kasi it used to be it used to be so special if you're a lefty, but right now ang dami na nating lefties na spikers.
Pero once in a while parang pag makikita ng mga blockers na lefty, there's still that element of surprise, ano?
Oh,
combination
great
play!
Combination play! Great hit by Rakaza. Credit that play doon sa reception.
And with that good reception and that good set by Kakao and a good fake by Aldovino,
yes,
we go to our second technical timeout with FEU up 16-14. Yeah, we are checking a glimpse of the UP Fighting Maroons. They will be fighting and playing next after this match against the FEU Lady Tamaraws. That will be a women's quarterfinal match already for the V-League Challenge Cup 2022 women's volleyball competition. Meanwhile, a glimpse of the huddle of Ateneo. They are down 2. What is wrong or what is lacking from Ateneo? That's why they are trailing 2 points.
Actually, they have a lot of errors. You know, it's just a story that, you know, we keep on talking about here in this game. Ang dami nang ang errors ng Ateneo. Miscommunication, and there's error after error. And, you know, we're also missing one of their veterans.
Yung kanilang veteran setter that is, because Licauco is the backup setter. But so far, they are doing pretty well against FEU. They're just down by 2 points.
Yes, because I remember covering Ateneo before, you know, pag medyo nagra-rattle na sila, they push the emergency button, as what Coach Timmy would always say, si Magadia. Magadia is like their 911 call.
O kaya naman, yan, press the panic button to si Coach Tim. Let's listen into his huddle.
Diba, magpapa-rebound. So ano gagawin mo? Oh, ang bagal-bagal na ng bola, parang hindi mo pa in-expect na sa'yo pupunta yung bola. Eh, sinasabi sa inyo, simpleng bola yung namamatay sa atin. Wala namang pinapalo pang malakas yung kalaban. Meron pa isa, dalawa. Pero puro magagaan na bola yung pumapatay sa atin kasi ayaw nyo mag-effort sa depensa ninyo. Ginagawa ng paraan ng kasama ninyo pero kayo ayaw nyo tumulong.
Presence of mind, presence of mind, presence of mind. Tatlo lang isa. Let's go.
coming from that huddle, Kathy, ang emphasis ni Coach Tim dun sa kanyang huddle, effort sa depensa. Hindi pa nilalakasan gaano ng FEU yung kanilang mga palo and hataw, and yet they're scoring and they're up by 3. Ano yung butas sa depensa na nakikita mo dito sa Ateneo?
Medyo poor din yung coverage nila, especially when someone is hitting the ball. Medyo maluwag yung coverage. And I heard Lance De Castro telling his teammates to have presence of mind. Hindi yung pwedeng palo ka lang ng palo. Kailangan, you're right here, present. You know, you play. You play here.
So far, speaking of presence of mind, itong si Drix Saavedra getting that zone 1 pocket shot.
The setter is actually doing a great job for FEU, confusing the blockers of Ateneo.
Yeah, great effort by Kakao here in this first set. Kaya naman sila ay lamang na 4, 18 serving 14. A good reception on the part of Ateneo. Can they convert? No. Banak was there. Saavedra once more. Back-to-back points para dito kay Saavedra. At ito yung ayaw ng Ateneo na nag-iinit yung mga attackers ng FEU as we check it out one more time.
I've noticed the middle blockers of Ateneo are always late doon sa wing attacks ng FEU.
Could it be an effort on the part of Kakao to mix it up yung kanilang attackers?
Yes, that's why kanina, di ba sabi ko, he's really doing a great job distributing the ball. Kasi hindi siya predictable for Ateneo, hence making it easier for his blockers. But at that time, that wall by Rakaza, just working for FEU.
Yeah, yung wall na yon naging predictable yung atake ng Ateneo that time. Kaya naman 6 na itong kalamangan ng FEU, 20 serving 14. Ateneo should make the run now. And that's a good point. Bawi ang Ateneo courtesy of Absin.
Just making use of what was in front of him.
Yun yung nawala eh. Oh. Yun yung nawala sa kanila, yung middle attack nila. Kasi FEU was activating their middle early in this game. Samantalang Ateneo, yun yung nagkukulang sa kanila.
And you know, FEU is just taking advantage of that.
Kaya naman lamang pa rin na FEU 5 points despite that point by Ateneo. At ayan, nung nagigising na yung Ateneo, triple block on the part of the Blue Eagles.
Nobody there for that coverage for FEU. And yes, triple block. Too much respect for the FEU spiker.
Mukhang nababantayan na nila yung mga attackers nitong FEU, talking about Ateneo. At medyo nahuli nga si Raymond de Guzman doon sa coverage na yon. Samantala,
error.
Yun yung iniiwasan mo lalo na kapag ganitong nasa 20, 21 points na yung kalaban mo eh.
Yes,
yung mamigay ng error.
Especially if naghahabol ka. No? Ang hirap pag nag-error ka sa service area because that's something that you can control. You know, you do this at practice. Siguro you try to serve the ball more than 20 times, 30, 50 times every practice. Ito lang yung part ng volleyball na nakokontrol mo eh.
Samantala, speaking of control, another block point para dito sa FEU. Let's check it out one more time. That set was well read by Aldovino. That's why mapapatay mga tuloy si Coach Tim. Let's listen into his huddle.
Isang araw hanggang ngayon, hindi mo pa rin sinusunod. Ikaw yung nawawala sa loob eh. Hindi mo na alam kung saan ka pumipwesto. Diba? O, kaninong pwesto yun? O, alam mo naman palang sa'yo, bakit nandun ka na naman sa pwesto ng setter? Ay. Oy, ikaw, Chad, lahat ng sinet sa'yo, ayaw mong paluin. Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin itaas pa yung set. Sakto yung sinet sa'yo, ikaw lang ayaw mong pumalo kasi natatakot kang mablock. Hindi ka pa nga nabablock, ba't tayo pang pumalo? Nablock ka na ba? O, hindi pa pala eh.
Pali. Yes, yes.
If you're going to translate that timeout, Kathy, parang sinasabi lang ni Coach Tim, lakasan nyo yung loob nyo. Hindi pa naman kayo nabablock. Tapangan nyo lang and the results will eventually fall in. At kailangan nila ng maraming puntos because they are trailing 6 and FEU needing just 3 to close set 1.
Yes, you can actually hear the sound of frustration in Coach Timmy's voice. Kasi oo nga naman, dapat sila yung mas mataas yung moral coming into this game because they're 2-0 as compared to FEU na 1-1, di ba? Medyo frustrating nga naman na parang yung confidence nila is lower than the players of FEU at this point.
Samantala, palitan sa panig ng Ateneo, itong si Trinidad papasok para dito kay Absin.
Their serve specialist.
Yeah, service specialist itong si
Pau Trinidad.
Who
also plays as their libero.
Yeah, from time to time, yes.
Libero nila si Pau. And then right now, he is going to play as their service specialist.
Tingnan natin kung gagana yung kanyang specialty of the house, so to speak, yung kanyang
And also
service.
to play defense for Ateneo at the back. Oh, nabati mo lang.
Kaya lang, kakabangit lang natin. Ewan ko lang kung meron silang speakerphone dito or may naririnig nila. Kaya minsan parang iwasan mo na lang magsalita ng mga gandang bagay at nangyayari yung mga ganyan. But, well, coincidentally, it happened. A service error gives a point dito sa FEU, needing just 2 points to close set 1. And a good serve by Aldovino. At out of system play yun para sa Ateneo.
James Licauco just trying to put that ball alive. Javelon asking for a check ball, non-granted.
Pero binenas pa ang Ateneo doon kasi yung set kanina ni Licauco parang hindi mo alam kung saan pupunta eh.
Oh, parang to whom it may concern. That's what we used to call it, you know. Say, taas mo na lang.
Bahala na kung sinong tatalo, no?
Kasi,
Sige, paluin mo na lang, ganun.
Kasi mahirap yung reception na yun eh, na for Licauco. You know, yun yung importante na for Ateneo na nandyan sana si Magadia. You know, they're veteran setter.
Yeah, unfortunately, Magadia isn't available today due to personal reasons. Meanwhile, si Abunyawan gets us to set point here in the opening frame. At nasa service line itong si Drix Saavedra. Had a couple of points in this set to give this advantage to the Tamaraws.
Better reception from Ateneo. Oh, great dig.
Licauco one more time.
Good.
And that's a good hit para dito sa Ateneo kay Salarzon.
Too strong for Saavedra.
Yeah, adjustment done by Salarzon. Second time's the charm. Kaya naman nakapuntos dito si Gian Salarzon.
Great angle by Gian there to put it down the line.
Yeah.
Pero he was facing cross-court. So, it's a skill that a lot of volleyball players should also develop. Oh!
Speaking of skill, Ariel Cacao closes set number 1 with that 1-2 play. Check it out one more time. Cacao just reading the defense of Ateneo, making the most of that donut hole at the middle of the Blue Eagles defense. Kaya naman, at the end of set number 1, we have FEU up 25-19 and we will be back with more volleyball action. While it's raining hard outside the Paco Arena at the moment, FEU is pouring down the points inside this venue. That's why they won set number 1, 25-19. A sizable advantage is that as we check out these highlights from the opening frame. That's a good attack by Batas and a combination play. Yun yung mga gumagana for FEU in set number 1, those combination plays and just taking advantage of the mistakes nitong Ateneo.
Yes, FEU with better reception during that set, just executing their plays as compared to Ateneo na sobrang predictable. That's why FEU is not really having a hard time blocking and reading their opponent. As you can see here, Lance, their attacks almost the same. Blocks 4 compared to 1 of Ateneo, medyo malaki yung advantage. As I've been saying, Ateneo has more predictable plays, which makes it easier for the blockers of FEU. Napapwestuhan sila nitong FEU blockers. And sa aces, well, instead of aces, we've been seeing service errors during that set, which they have to minimize in the second set.
Kaya medyo marami yung errors dito sa ating opening frame, 7 and 9 at that exactly. Samantala yung 4-1 blocks, that's a big advantage considering na may mga atake ang Ateneo na hindi man nabablock ng FEU pero they slow down because the wall is already established in front.
And since they've been blocking the spikers of Ateneo, kanina sa timeout ni Coach Timmy, he was telling his players na pumalo lang, bakit kayo natatakot, hindi pa kayo na-block. You know, the intimidation factor is there.
Yeah, makita natin kung yung adjustments for set number 2 will work for the Blue Eagles. Kakao opens up set number 2 in this game between Ateneo and FEU. And that's not a good start for the part of Ateneo dito sa ating pangalawang set. An attack error on the part of Ken Batas.
Yeah, and we're also seeing action for the first time itong si Calais Blomstead.
Yes. Number 21 of the Blue Eagles. Seeing action for the first time in this game. And he gets that reception. An attack by Batas once more.
Batas lost his balance there and crossed the line.
Yeah, nawala yung attack, nawala yung balance ni Batas doon. At Batas cannot impose his will at that time. Mukhang nababantayan na nga nitong FEU itong si Batas. And Ateneo should be able to mix up their attack if they are to score or they are successful.
Error. Still good.
Here's a good set by Licauco.
Ang daming nangyari sa Ateneo sa play na yon.
Oh, let's check it out one more time. That jumping set by Licauco and good adjustment on the part of Ken Batas this time. Third time's the charm.
You know, Ateneo should really start communicating, Lance. Kasi pag hindi nila napapwestuhan ng maayos, ang gulo nila tignan inside. And another error.
Yeah, just when they scored 1 point.
Coming from
Ayan, si Abay Lienos with that service error. Could it be because Ateneo, they are playing with their backup setter, si Licauco, and then we came off a long break. That's why it's not yet working well for them this game?
I don't think yun yung main reason why they're not really executing their plays. Kasi James Licauco has been starting and has been playing more minutes naman. You know, as I mentioned earlier, itong si Magadia was just a panic button na parang when Coach Timmy wants to push the panic button, he's there. But he doesn't really start, he doesn't really stay in the game for too long. Pero syempre, he's also the stabilizer. But I don't think it's a huge factor. I think hindi lang kasi talaga nagko-communicate ng maayos itong Ateneo.
And despite that lack of communication,
and they're committing a lot of errors.
Ayun, medyo nanggigigil yata sila sa net. That's why they're getting a lot of those net touch infractions as well. Para dito sa panig ng Blue Eagles.
Parang this is not the usual Ateneo team that we're seeing right now, Lance.
Parang iba yata yung gising ng Ateneo ngayon. Because
baka na-traffic. Kasi Friday.
Baka hindi pa dumating yung team.
Hindi naman payday Friday.
Ayan na, narinig na tayo. Ayan na, nagising na si Ken Batas.
Ken Batas said, what are you talking about?
Oh, nice back set by Licauco and Batas coming alive. That time with that attack. A powerful hit. Nakita niya yung gap ng depensa doon sa harap ng FEU with Domingo and also itong si Kakao. Strong serve para kay Batas.
Great
Kakao.
reception from,
This time it's FEU's turn for miscommunication.
Nagkahiyaan sila doon. Everybody saw the ball.
Pero usually pag ganyan, sino dapat yung responsible kapag ganyan na parang 2 o 3 kayo nagtitinginan sa bola?
Kung sino yung nakaharap talaga sa bola na nakapwesto. Dapat yun talaga. Tsaka kailangan nga continuous yung communication nyo here in volleyball.
Yeah, speaking of communication, ang ganda ng connection ni Kakao. Tsaka ni Saavedra that time with that back set.
Too easy for the lefty as the block is too late.
Oo nga, na-late yung block doon ni Gopio.
Yes. Ni Blomstead, sorry. Blomstead, ni Calais. Kaya Lance was telling him to step a little bit on his left. Cover the down the line because that's the easiest spot for the lefty.
Lalo kung hindi katangkaran yung blocker sa harap mo. So, easy target for attackers that time. And we see a glimpse of Kali Blomstedt.
Yes, the Swedish.
Swedish?
Yes,
Okay.
he's from Sweden.
A Swedish import ng Ateneo. A nice dig there by Castro and a 1-2 and the tap rather by Havelona.
Smart volleyball by Havelona.
Oh, nakita lang niya bukas yung zone na yun eh.
It doesn't have to be strong. You know, a point is a point.
Yun nga yung sinasabi ni Coach Tim kanina na hindi naman nilalakasan ng FEU yung kanilang mga palo, but they are scoring.
Exactly. Right place, right time talaga tong FEU.
Oh, kaya naman meron silang isang puntos na kalamangan and that block lalabas nga lang to Ateneo's favor.
Yes, expect Ateneo to go more on that side dahil Kakao nga is the shorter blocker. So it's just smart for James to just put the play on like above Kakao to make it easier for his spikers.
So bago pa mag-rotate tong FEU, they will extract or get as many points as possible from that spot. But let's see how FEU will respond. 1-2 play by Kakao but was read there by Lienos.
Oh, great defense.
Kakao sets it up. Back set once more.
Oh, too low.
Kaya lang, mababa nga yung hataw na yun.
It was too low. Too quick, too low for Saavedra.
Yeah. Maganda sana yung set. Sayang on the part of Kakao.
Great play sana kasi nahuli na naman yung blockers nitong Ateneo. It seems like Ateneo is rattled.
Yeah,
Dapat nga yung blocking nila yung first line of defense nila, diba? Pero at this point, parang hirap sila.
Yeah, and don't look now. Ateneo has a 1-point advantage. 7-6. Kaya lang, Calado, pinadaan lang sa blockers yung atake and scoring for FEU.
Smart play by Calado.
Nakita ni Coach Ray na medyo nagkakaroon ng problema on the part of FEU. Pinasok niya yung kanyang veterano si Mark Calado to stabilize matters. So malaking bagay na may ganyan kang veteran presence inside the court.
Yes, and I think that's what's missing on the Ateneo side right now. Walang stabilizer. Even Lance De Castro can, you know, he can only do so much because he's not always there.
Meanwhile, first technical timeout to Ateneo's favor, 8-7. We will be back with more volleyball action. This is the V-League. As we get a glimpse of our schedule on Sunday game day, November 6, 2022. Dito pa rin po yan sa Paco Arena. Puro men's volleyball po tayo sa araw na yan. At 10, we have UST against DLSU. At 1, we have Perpetual against Ateneo. At 3, we have NU against Adamson. And to close the day, we have San Beda against San Sebastian at 5 p.m. So quadruple header po tayo sa Sabado. But at this day, we have a quintuple header. So pangatlong laro pa lang po ito out of 5 for today. And it's between the Ateneo Blue Eagles and the FEU Tamaraws.
It's a loaded Friday, Lance.
Loaded Friday. Magandang balik yun out of coming from a very long break.
Yes.
5 laro kaagad. So hindi tayo magsasawa sa volleyball action. We have a lot of in store for you. Calado. Veteran smarts for Mark Calado.
Calado recognizing the 3 guys in front of him. Pinalusot niya na lang doon and inangle niya, which was effective.
Yeah, going back to the theme na hindi malakas yung mga palo ng FEU. They're just finding the spot. So,
exactly. Finding the hole.
Oo. Hulog-hulog lang, kumbaga. Pero yung mga hulog na yan, working wonders for the Tamaraws.
Yes.
Kaya naitabla na yung laro, 8 apiece. Kaya lang, at that time, an infraction on the part of FEU, but Coach Ray Diaz and the rest of the Tamaraws pleading their case. Sabi nila, wala naman daw net touch. But Coach Ray calming the nerves of his squad. Kasi yung mga ganyan na non-call or wrong calls, it could affect the mentality of the players.
Yes. And you know, hindi pa naman sila lumalayo din.
So,
you know, pag may mga ganyan, sinasabi namin, diba? Sabi sa'yo, diba? Kami, tama kami.
Sabi nga nila, ball don't lie. Bilog ang bola, sabi nga nila. Kaya naman tabla ulit tayo sa 9. At ang magsaserve, numero 6, team captain Mark Calado.
Oh, Calado finding the line.
Yung nakatulong yung concentration niya before the service. Talagang sinisilip niya yung zone 1 na yan.
Abay Llanos was there, pero nakala niya talagang it was gonna sail out.
Tingnan natin kung mauulit ni Calado. One of the few holdovers of FEU from season 81 nung
Great
tayo nagkaroon ng
reception.
men's volleyball tournament.
Oh,
And a great attack para dito kay Ben Batas.
see, that's what I'm talking about. If Ateneo just goes back to the team that they really are, you know, like yun, from the great reception coming from Lance De Castro, making it easier for James to set the plays. Madadalian na lang talaga itong spikers ng Ateneo, unlike earlier where they were so disorganized and they looked so rattled.
Yeah, let's find out if Ateneo will be able to find their rhythm. So far, they're doing good in set number 2. 10 apiece po ang ating talaan. Bloomstead with an attack, but that was easily received by Calado. Bump set.
Oh, good!
Sarado ang bangko para kay Habelona that time.
I just saw Cacao just looking up and just looking at the spiker. Look at him. He was late he was there for the coverage, but he was shocked.
Nagulat din siya, ang bilis ng block eh. No?
Ang bilis ng balik.
Ang bilis ng bola, hindi na siya naka-react. Talking about Ariel Cacao. And that sequence gives a 1-point advantage para dito sa Ateneo. Babawi ba ang FEU?
Oh, somebody touched the net from Ateneo. I think it was Calais.
And they do get another point.
Calais Bloomstead
Pero
touching
itong
the net.
Ateneo nga, kailangan nilang bantayan yung over-eagerness at the net. They know, they want to block FEU's attacks, pero kailangan din nilang bantayan yung net na yan.
Yes.
One to play para kay Gopio is good.
Copio just pushing the ball.
And
That landed to where it's supposed to be.
catching FEU's defense off guard that time. Itong si Gopio with that quick attack.
Ateneo should do a lot more, especially sa middle, for their middles, diba? Kaya yung reception nila, very crucial. And they have to avoid errors like that.
Oh, yan yung ayaw mo kapag down 1 set ka na eh. You should have adjusted your services already, but to no avail on that part para dito kay Ken Batas. So 12 all po tayo mga kaibigan. Sa Avedra with a strong serve, likaw ko. At hindi ko alam kung saan pupunta yung play na yon. Out of system play for Ateneo!
Oh!
That's why FEU responds quickly with that attack by Domingo.
I'd credit that play to the libero Banak. The great defense resulting to a great offense.
Yeah, great offense from the defense. Pero on the part of Ateneo, hindi mo alam kung ano yung nangyayari dun sa sequence na yun because they were out of system, out of sync on that part. And speaking about out of sync,
all the way out.
Here they are again with that attack error from Bloomstead.
Coach Timmy instructing James kung ano yung adjustment for the set for the rookie, Calais Bloomstead. You know, it's great also for Coach Timmy to keep Calais in front. Inside. Even if may mga errors na rin siyang na-commit kanina, hindi siya gumive up on him.
Yeah, it's a good experience on the part also of the young player. Sabi nga nila, growing pains.
Yeah, and preparing him for the coming season.
Yeah. So
another one
playing time inside the V-League will help him tremendously in his growth.
Oh!
At ayun, si Calado, ginawa na lang ng paraan yun. Pinalusot sa net ang atake.
Lance actually saw it already.
Check it out one more time. Ayun nga, na-late yung depensa doon ni Batas. That's why Coach Tim will press for time and let's listen in to his huddle.
Medyo dumikit eh. Kaya nakita mo yung habol niya. Medyo sub-sub eh, okay? So I'll ask him to set the ball a little bit off. Yeah, a little bit off to the net.
Okay.
Okay?
And longer if you can. Just a little bit longer.
Okay, so kasi pinatarget niya, nakita mo, pinapractice niya puro down the line eh. Okay, so you have to push it a bit more. Okay, guys, nakita nyo, yung bola sumabit na sa net. Papalo na yung kalaban, anong ginagawa nyo? Gumagalaw pa kayo eh. Papalo na yung kalaban, you have to stop. Okay? Kahit saan man kayo abutin, pagpapalo na, stop. And then, from there, dun kayo mag-a-adjust. Okay?
Kapitan natin, talo lang yan, kapitan natin.
2 main points mula doon sa timeout na yun ni Coach Tim is Licao ko should adjust his sets para dito kay Bloomstead and also yung establishing their defense, lalo na kapag papalo na yung FEU.
Yes, it's also, great for James. It's another learning experience also. Not only for the spiker, not only for Calais, but also for James. Kasi nga, bagong spiker. So, kailangan niya rin mag-adjust. Kasi iba-iba yung style ng every spiker. But after that service ace,
Yeah, not a good response of a timeout. Kaya naman second technical timeout natin is 16-12 in favor of FEU. We'll be back. This is the V-League.
Welcome back to the V-League, where it all started live at the Paco Arena. This is Reese Malonzo reporting on the sidelines for this match between the Ateneo de Manila University and the Far Eastern University. Since this is a relatively less experienced team na ilang months pa lang nakakapag-train, Coach Ray Diaz said na the Tamaraws are still trying to build on the system na meron sila to be able to work as one team. Despite the tight second set, we see the boys still keeping it together as they try to pull away in order to close the set. Back to you, Kathy and Lance.
Maraming salamat, Reese Malonzo, for that update. And it's shocking to know na months in training pa lang itong FEU, considering how good they have been playing for the better part of these first two sets.
yeah, I'm sure Coach Ray Diaz is so happy to see this, this game that he's seeing from his players. Kasi when I talked to him earlier, he doesn't even want to emphasize on their loss from Perpetual or from that win against San Beda. He just wanted to prove down na we're just building a new team, so kailangan lang ng sistema. But after that single block though,
Yeah,
not a
good response of a technical timeout.
But we'll take it. If I was Coach Ray, we'll take it. At least hindi natatakot pumalo.
Yeah.
As you can see, pinapalo lang ng pinapalo nitong mga spikers ng FEU. Wala silang pinipiling set, wala silang arte. So kung ano man ang set na bigay ni Kakao, and I credit everything also to Kakao. Especially sa distribution ng bola dito sa FEU side. And everything has been working for FEU. Kahit may mga errors sila here and there, but if you improve every game, it's a win already for your team.
Yeah, we see this FEU squad maturing with every game passing.
Oh, still good. Oh.
Kaya lang, first referee calls it a dead ball already.
I thought it was good.
Pero it looked like it was good,
yes.
that pancake save by Calado. Although the first referee's decision is final.
And the first referee is literally above everyone here at Paco Arena. And saw that ball drop.
Gaya nga sabi sa isa sa mga apelyido ng Ateneo player, siya ang batas.
Siya ang batas, si Ken Batas.
First referee ang batas.
Oh, Calado.
But Calado that time bumawi with that strong hit. Check it out one more time.
Perfect angle from Calado.
Nahanap niya yung tamang angulo doon, and just finding that gap between the blockers of Ateneo once again. Itong si Mark Calado, the veteran for the Tamaraws. So it's now 18 serving 15 with Domingo on the service line para dito sa FEU. Licauco set to the open.
Oh, still good sana, but di lang naiangat ni Domingo.
Yeah, late reaction time on the part of Domingo that time.
Napako yung dalawang paa niya. But he was there.
O dito sa Paco Arena, napako yung kanyang mga paa. Nice attack there on the part by Abay Lienos. Yun nga, hindi malakas yung palo ni Lienos kanina, but yet they got a point. Just finding that open gaps and open zones dito naman sa depensa ng FEU.
We're seeing a new setter here from FEU as Castañeda is doing the setting job for them. Pinaupo muna itong si Kakao ni Coach Ray.
Yeah, let's see if Castañeda can continue that dominance para dito sa Tamaraws in this game. A nice dig there by Licauco. Lienos one more time.
Great dig.
Will Ateneo respond?
Single block, not good enough for Abay Lienos.
And Lienos is on fire after that hit of that single block.
Abay Lienos just hammering it and hitting the blocker.
Yeah, kapag ganyan na one-on-one, malakas ang palo would do wonders for you.
Yes.
And it certainly did wonders para dito kay Abay Llanos that time. Licaco with the serve. Castañeda this time to Calado.
Oh, it dropped right on the line.
Bumalik on the part of FEU. And Ateneo is now coming alive here in set
Yes.
number 2.
After that that hit by Abay, parang nabuhayan sila, you know, they need that.
At ito na nga, mapapatawag ng timeout itong si Coach Ray Diaz kasi nakahabol ng Ateneo. Let's listen in.
Tapos doon ka maiwan para maiwan mag-isa si Buboy. Yan ang mangyayari ganyan. Setter, dalawa. Buboy. Saan pupunta yan? Maiwan mag-isa. Basic lang yan. May backrow ka pa dito, Jay. Tingnan mo, coach. Box.
Okay po.
Ha? Ang kailangan, receive. Receive. Pag hindi ka nag-receive, di wala. Receive. Go. FEU. Boy, host ng palo.
Earlier in the second set, lamang pa ang FEU 16-12. We went to our second technical timeout, but now things have turned. The tide has turned.
Yes.
And Ateneo now ties the game 18 apiece. Ano yung ginawa ng Ateneo? That's why they were able to erase that gap.
I think their energy is going back to normal. Kasi kanina parang they're not here.
Nakarating na sila dito sa Paco Arena, itong Ateneo.
Parang pre-pandemic yung energy. Hindi, back to normal na yung energy nitong Ateneo and, you know, boosting everyone's morale. Itong FEU naman, off that timeout, they went back to the whiteboard and the coaches are just drawing plays and emphasizing on the importance of their reception so they can execute their plays.
Meanwhile, 2 quick points on the part of FEU. Kanina, middle attack para kay Abunyawan and this time, katulong siya doon sa block na yon of Llanos.
I like Abunyawan's reaction. Look at that reaction.
Oo. Kasi si Llanos kanina was fired up after his hit.
Yes.
So, syempre, itong si Abunyawan trying to rally the troops also
Ganyan
of
dapat,
FEU.
di ba? Buhayin natin ang isa't isa.
So, kailangan ng energy. Oo.
Too much.
In life, you need energy. And that energetic attack by Ken Batas.
Ken Batas just showing us what energy he has after that hit.
Oh, all he had to do in that set is to just hit it strong.
Yes.
Kasi maganda yung pagkakabigay sa kanya ni Licaco nung bola that time.
Yes, Licaco recognizing only one blocker for Ken. Okay,
muntik
still
pang maging ace
good.
yun. At si Abunyawan, 3 straight points para dito kay Abunyawan.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
You think volleyball is as simple as that? You receive the ball, you approach, and you hit the ball for a middle blocker.
Ayun nga yung ginagawa ni Abunyawan dito late in set number 2. At nagiging magic bunot siya dito para sa FEU,
Yes.
itong si Abunyawan.
A miss hit.
Kaya lang nawala yung magic ni Calado dun sa set, sa serve na yun rather.
Calado knew it too.
Oh, napapangiti na lang siya dun sa kanyang mechanics doon sa punto, sa oras na yun.
Off timing yung hagis niya.
Meanwhile, substitutions on the part of Ateneo. Babalik itong si Gopio at nasa service line itong si Crisostomo, Lanuel Crisostomo for the Blue Eagles. Trying to find a gap in the FEU defense. Trying to score off an ace, pero nandun si De Guzman. Castañeda gives it to Javelona. Quick tip is good para dito kay JJ Javelona.
Javelona playing simple but effective volleyball at that point. Ibabawan mo lang yung kamay mo. You don't have to power hit the ball, pero just drop it where it's needed. So, where it has to land.
And also going back to the story of the setters ng FEU, kanina Cacao was doing wonders. Etong si Castañeda is just picking off where Cacao left off kanina.
And to think, isipin mo malamig pa siya, di ba? Pero he's been working as well for FEU. So masasabi mo din talaga na ang FEU medyo, they're getting there. They're slowly getting there, di ba? Sa sistema na sinasabi nito ni Coach Ray. Kasi kung yung setters mo, parehong consistent, parehong nagde-deliver, parehong nag-execute, sobrang malaking bagay yon for your team.
Yeah, that lack of reduction in the production.
Yes.
Para din sa FEU doing wonders for them. Pero lumalaban ang Ateneo and that time, tabla ulit tayo of that attack error.
That was too low for Calado.
From the back row, itong si Mark Calado. Medyo yung veteran ng FEU na si Calado, siya yung nawawalan ng mental fortitude dito late in the second set. Siya sana yung pinagkukunan, pero siya yung nagkakaroon ng errors Talking about Mark Calado. Kaya naman tabla tayo at 22 with Ken Batas with that jump serve.
Oh, better reception.
Javelona this
Great
time.
play!
Let's check it out one more time. That great set by Castañeda, that fake by Domingo. And etong si Javelona just finding that empty zone sa harap ni Lienos.
Yes, hitting it on like above Licauco's hands.
Yun nga, taking advantage of the smaller blocker that time itong si Javelona. Meanwhile, Bloomstead with an attack but that was blocked. Second serving for Bloomstead, blocked again.
Good, still got it.
Can they score on the third time? But that is a chance ball. Opportunity for FEU to score.
Oh, great dig by Lance.
Ginawa na lang ng paraan ni Licauco yun.
Out! Oh, still...
The ball is out. And there's some confusion here on the court. First referee telling the troops, or both teams, Orlindo Eusebio, that the ball is out.
Well, yes. The first referee called it.
Yeah. First referee is the law in the
Yes.
game of volleyball, sabi nga nila. At ang desisyon ni Orlindo Eusebio, the ball is out. But it looked good in that
I
sequence.
thought it did.
Yes.
But the coaching staff of FEU actually just telling their team to just go back. Wag muna. Wag na tayong makipagbangayan.
Oh, meanwhile, on that part, ito na mga Ateneo, tumatawag na 4 touches. Very good hit by Lienos. Lienos being the spark plug.
Abay Lienos with the energy. Look at that reaction from Abay.
O kaya naman, set point na itong Ateneo. Mapapatawag ng timeout itong si Coach Ray ng FEU. Let's listen into his huddle.
O, kuha tayo ng receive. Saan receive natin to? Gitna. Ano play mo?
1 lang po.
Play 1 lang? O, sige. O, ready yun nandito. Okay naman eh. Okay naman. Kailangan pa natin na... ano ba yung bibigay nating bola? Mabilis o mabagal? Para yung spiker natin, alam din natin kung ano yung igagalaw natin. Ha? O, sige.
Coach Ray just mentioning a specific play at that sequence.
Yes.
All they need to do is to knot the game, force an extended set. And how do you break down that design play from Coach Diaz?
Parang basically, Coach Ray is just telling his setter na sabihan din yung spiker kung anong klaseng set ba ibibigay niya. Is it gonna be a low and fast set or mataas na mabagal para makapwesto rin itong spikers ng FEU?
Good set, a serve that time by
Oh!
Bloomstead. And then, tabla na po tayo. Extended set, courtesy of Javelona.
Javelona.
So kung ang Ateneo merong Lienos, si FEU naman merong Javelona. Sila yung nagdadala ng energy sa kanilang koponan. Itong si Lienos at si Javelona. And they're having a mini duel here in set number 2.
Yes, and Javelona now serving for FEU.
Good serve para dito kay Javelona. Lienos that
Oh,
time.
still good.
Palusot pa yung bola. Pero a great recovery for FEU.
Oh!
Kaya yung Calado, another miss hit.
He was off position. Nasa ilalim pa siya ng bola. All he had to do was just to bring the ball to cross the net. Pero masyadong na-angle palabas.
Yeah, it's
Sayang
very
naman.
uncharacteristic for a veteran like Calado to commit errors, especially in this critical juncture ng set
Exactly.
number 2.
Yes. Kailangan isusure mo na lang na itawid and prepare for defense.
Meanwhile, a looper of a serve para kay Trinidad. Babawi ba si Calado?
And he did! Boy, he did! Calado, redemption is the word for Calado.
Frustrated siya kanina dun sa kanyang miss hit eh. He uttered some words that, well, we cannot say in the broadcast.
Babawi rin
Oh,
siya.
pero
We're
bumawi
pretty
siya.
sure, yes.
Parang he doesn't need much to motivate himself, talking about Mark Calado, because the veteran experience is
Yes.
already there. He has been through a lot of battles for the Tamaraws.
Oh, yes. And I think he is also in his last playing year. So, di ba,
Yeah, buhos na.
all or nothing.
Oo. Bigay na lahat. Eto na naman siya.
Like that.
But a nice dig there on the part of Ateneo. Batas this time ang susubok. No go. Can FEU score? Binalikan si Calado.
Oh! Not enough wrist action from Calado.
Yeah, maganda sana yung sequence eh.
Yes.
Kuha nila yung set, kuha nila yung play. It's just that they couldn't finish para dito kay Calado.
Alam mo, credits to the middles of FEU also. Kasi pasok lang siya ng pasok as if he's gonna hit the ball. And yung setter din, nababawasan yung blocker nitong mga open. As you can see,
Combination play off the block and good. Ateneo pressing their case that the ball went in off that block. But again, first referee Erlindo Eusebio.
Yeah, it
calling
was clearly
FEU.
out. It actually hit the hands of the blocker.
So extended po ang ating set number 2 with both teams at 26. Bloomstead with
nice
the first ball.
reception.
Licauco sends it to
Oh,
the open.
still good. Sana hindi niya napwestohan.
Batas brings Ateneo to set point once more. Pero magpapalitan ng tao itong FEU, bringing their main guns back. FEU bringing some of their starters back. Itong si Ariel Cacao, the setter.
Yes.
And their opposite hitter si Saavedra.
But now we have Abay Lenos at the back.
Abalianos at the back. One of the veterans also on the part of Ateneo. And a good serve there para Calienos.
Good reception.
Cacao back set.
Oh!
And that block is good for Ateneo.
Great job by Caleb.
Yeah, and also Absin, that the double wall is there. Check out that replay.
Absin and Calais combining for that block. I think it was Calais and his teammates just giving him all the love after that. Look at Lance.
Yeah, just letting his emotions go after that block. That's why Ateneo gets set number 2. We are tied to 1 set apiece. We will be back with more volleyball action. At the end of 2 sets, we see ourselves tied 1 set apiece between Ateneo and FEU. Gaya nga nasabi mo kanina, Kathy, Ateneo had a slow start in set number 2 and they were even down after the second technical timeout 16-12. But suddenly, their energy, they were able to discover their energy, they were able to find their rhythm, and they were able to find points from the likes of Lienos and also their floor defense, and their reception was better for the Blue Eagles, and that turned the tide for them.
Actually, I feel like the energy for both teams are now up, you know, and it's higher than what they had during the first set, especially from Abay Lienos. For Ateneo and for FEU side, we have Habelona. So parang nagising na pareho, you know, both teams are now actually here, present at Paco Arena. Hindi pareho kanina na parang nangangapa sila, na parang hindi nila alam kung nasan ba sila, you know. Here we're seeing a lot of plays, better executions from both teams.
Speaking of better execution, that's a regalo of that over-reception by FEU. At hindi na sinayang ni Absin yung over-reception na yon. That's why Ateneo draws first blood here in set number 3. Will FEU respond? Nahuli si Domingo dun sa atake na yon. But Calado, second serving. Unfortunately, the ball is out para dun sa atake ni Calado.
Yeah, and I also like how Coach Timmy is sticking with Gale Bloomstead. You know, he's keeping Bloomstead inside. Despite kanina medyo slow start siya, pero ngayon he's still giving him a lot of playing time, which is good. Yeah, and also for FEU, Castañeda is doing now the setting for FEU.
Yeah, talking about Bloomstead, he was able to respond with his net defense earlier, especially late towards set number 2. He was that presence in front of the net for Ateneo. That's why they were able to turn the tide.
You know, kailangan mo lang din uminit. And I think that's what happened with Gale nung latter part ng set number 2. Nagiging effective na rin siya. And, you know, especially that last point after his block.
Samantala ito si Calado, hindi pa nag-iitit. That's 2 errors of attacks para dito kay Mark Calado, the veteran of FEU. And a chance ball for Ateneo, but not a good reception para kay Bloomstead. And that over-reception, hindi sasayangin ni Saavedra yan.
Saavedra recognizing that the defense of Ateneo is not ready.
Bawi siya kanina kasi yung over-reception na nasalo ni Absin scored a point for Ateneo. This time, Saavedra scoring off that over-reception.
Good thing nobody touched that ball.
Yeah, muntik na yatang makalmot yata ni De Castro yung bola doon. Abuti na lang at the nick of time, he was able to avoid a good presence of mind and a good read on the part of De Castro. And that gives Ateneo a slim 1-point advantage, 3 serving 2 with Llenos on the service line. Good jump serve.
Good reception.
Domingo that time was blocked by Absin.
Great block by Absin.
A soft touch para dito kay Saavedra, no go.
Likaw ko for
Easy
that second
over
ball.
for Ateneo. Castañeda,
Combination,
play.
great play.
Llenos sets it.
Over
Batas. Castañeda naman ang susubok ngayon. Back set.
Single block.
Nice coverage there para kay Llenos. Bloomstead with a tip. What a nice recovery by the Tamaraws. Calado naman ang susubok ngayon.
Still good.
A nice pancake save para dito sa Blue Eagles. But that block scores for FEU.
That was a great rally by both teams, and Coach Timmy still crediting his boys for that great defense despite, you know, the fact na they were blocked. Pero maganda yung defense ang pinakita ng team niya, and the blockers of FEU are just right above the spikers of
That's
Ateneo.
the energy that Coach Tim would like to see from his boys. That's why he's applauding despite the fact that FEU scored of that kill block. The energy is there. And that quick attack by Absin, hindi na na-control ni Calado yung bola.
Yeah, and Havelona kasi na-check niya rin. That's why Calado tried to get that ball.
So it's now 4 serving 3. Ateneo holding this 1-point advantage with Charles Absin on the service line para dito sa Blue Eagles.
Pero alam mo, ang ganda rin na yung FEU, hindi rin siya yung tipong nagpapaiwan, di ba?
Yeah, they're just picking their spots and staying close.
And steady. They're steady. Kahit magkaka-error, di ba, makikita mo bumabawi sila agad.
Oo.
Oh, it hit
Kaya
the
lang,
antenna.
it hit the antenna nga. Yung atake na yan ni Havelona. Tried to go down the line, pero too much angle on that hit.
Nasobrahan yung sukat niya dun sa manipis na space from the antenna and the blocker.
Naguluhan yata siya sa target, parang
natamaan yung antenna. Malaki masyado yung bola.
malaki yung bola.
Masyadong
yung pectus masyadong malakas to the wrong direction for Havelona. Babawi si Havelona. Can he respond? No.
Somebody touched the net.
But that's still a point for FEU of that net touch infraction.
Lucky break for FEU.
Yeah, it's also those errors by Ateneo keeping FEU close in this match. Because let's not forget yung ating second set. FEU was right there, even towards the end. Talo lang sila by 2 points, 28-26 nitong Ateneo.
Dumikit lang din talaga itong FEU.
Out of system play, ginawa na lang ng paraan yun ni Llenos from the back row. Meanwhile, Calado will set it. Malakas yung palo na yun ni Saavedra, kitang-kita dun sa angulo.
Nasa ilalim siya ng bola, kaya hindi niya masyadong naibaon.
Yeah, it's those errors that could kill a momentum for any team.
Yeah.
And that's something that FEU cannot afford, especially now that Ateneo has found their rhythm, they found their groove. At kailangan nilang sabayan yung groove na yan ng Ateneo for them to be able to
Great
win another set.
reception. Oh, too low.
Cabelona just pushing it to the other side. Meanwhile, Gopio also.
Parehong mababa ang mga set nila.
Cabelona this time off the block.
Oh.
Nahuli si Bloomstead doon.
No coverage for Ateneo. Great attack here from the spikers of FEU.
Yeah, that's a great bounce back also for Avelona.
Yes.
After that sequence wherein both teams adjusted to the low sets of their setters.
Kaya importante yung consistency. You know, in all things, consistency is key. Especially sa volleyball, pag yung set mo hindi pare-pareho, malilito rin yung mga spike. Oh!
Single block there para dito kay Gopio.
I was just talking about confusing the spikers and the opponent, pero that time Gopio was so sure to block the middle attacker of
Naabangan
FEU.
niya doon naabangan niya yung hitter doon ng FEU that time. At walang kawala yung Amaraos.
Another error by Ateneo.
Pero just as they were having that advantage, they shoot themselves off the foot. Itong Ateneo with those errors, another service error para dito kay Bloomstead. This time, mababa yung kanyang service.
Pero kung titingnan mo, no, si Coach Timmy is not even like trying to punish or say some things to Calais. Kasi ito parang ano talaga, exposure for him. You know, that's why it's so nice here at V-League Lance kasi you get to see the players grow. Kasi a lot of our teams here, puro rookies yung mga players. So, you know, when you see them in the UAAP, you see them improve, you see them grow, and it's such a nice sight for all of us volleyball fans.
So that error brings us to our first technical timeout. Ateneo up 8-6.
Welcome back to the Paco Arena as this match between the Ateneo Blue Eagles and the FEU Tamaraos continues. Despite the missing members from Ateneo's usual lineup, Gian Salarzon and Emil Pasino, the Blue Eagles took the extended second set. Going into this third set, Coach Temi simply reminded the boys to stay aggressive with their reception, to remain consistent, and communicate inside the court. Lance, Kathy?
Thank you very much for that report, Reese Malonzo. Samantala, as Reese was sharing that report, Jet Gopio gets a service ace and extends this lead by the Blue Eagles 9-6. Ateneo with a 3-point advantage.
Pag lumayo itong Ateneo, medyo magiging mahirap na yun for FEU. Oh,
that's why...
But no. Says Sabanal,
bagong pasok itong si Sabanal, fresh off the bench and delivering quick goods para dito sa FEU. Keeping them again close. 7 serving 9. So itong FEU, they just continue to shuffle their players. Going back to what you started earlier, yung exposure na binibigay nitong liga for these young men is very vital for succeeding tournaments.
Tsaka, you know, alam naman natin na there's not really a lot, there's not much exposure dito sa men's volleyball as compared to women's volleyball, di ba? Maybe collegiate, maybe professional leagues. Pero mas madaming exposure itong mga women's volleyball teams. Kaya itong V-League, especially ngayon na kakastart lang after the pandemic, after a long break from the pandemic. Kaya marami dito na third year na pero first playing year pa lang, di ba? So iba rin talaga yung exposure na ngayon pa lang simulan na. Para pag sinalang sa UAAP, komportable na sila.
Ando na yung, ano nila, nakabuelo na sila in terms of experience.
And the chemistry also.
The chemistry also. So when the lights go brighter,
Oo,
they know how to
sanay
perform
na.
better. Yes.
Wala nang jitters, wala nang kaba masyado, di ba?
Kaya lang, itong FEU nagkakaroon ng jitters dito at the middle part of set number 3.
Oh, still good.
But that's a good recovery para dito kay Javelona and an easy over para dito kay Calado. Opportunity for Ateneo to score!
Oh.
Unfortunately, a net touch infraction para dito sa panig ng FEU. Mukhang si Domingo yata ang guilty party doon. Lumalaki itong kalamangan ng Ateneo.
Lumalayo na itong Ateneo slowly.
That's something that FEU cannot afford. Ano yung nawala sa FEU sa tingin mo dito sa parte na to? That's why Ateneo was able to build this lead.
I think it's more of Ateneo just, playing their usual game now.
Nahanap na nila yung
Nakahanap
rhythm
na
nila, no?
yung groove nila, it's back. But speaking of groove,
Kaya lang yung groove ni Lienos doon nawala sa tempo.
off timing.
Oo.
Yung groove niya.
Although maganda sana yung kanyang mechanics doon, yung
Yes.
sequence. Yung angulo lang ng bola yung hindi niya nakakuha. So that's a point save para din sa FEU, but they give a point back. Courtesy of that service error nitong si Castañeda.
And exactly why lumalayo itong Ateneo sa FEU kasi dami na ring errors na nako-commit ng FEU Tamaraws.
That's something that they cannot do. Talking about FEU, yung magtapon ng puntos. Because Ateneo, finding their
Still
groove here
good.
in set
All
number
but
3.
broken play from
Icauco, back set.
Oh,
That was blocked.
still good.
But still good. FEU, they'll have an opportunity to score. Combination play, but that was dug.
Oh, great defense from
Easy
Ateneo.
over para dito sa Ateneo.
Outside.
Kaya lang
Too much.
nakasan ni Licauco. Yung bump.
Adrenaline.
Oh.
The adrenaline.
Mukhang nanggigil na rin siya sa parte na yun eh. No?
Nahabol kasi ng teammates niya, no? Doon sa
Oo.
malayo. So, siguro too much adrenaline on his part.
Parang gusto rin niyang hanapin yung empty
Yeah.
backline doon eh.
Actually, bakante nga yun.
Oo.
Pero smart, pero wrong results lang. Bad results.
Unfortunately, that gives a point for FEU.
Oh!
At ayan, bumawi si Absin.
Nobody home there from FEU. As we look at this
Yeah, let's
Hit.
check it out one more time.
from Absin, stretching out.
Meanwhile, palitan ng tao dito sa FEU. Etong si Calado lalabas at si Franz Lacasa ang papasok. And that's the
Yeah.
second time, talking about Ateneo, second time that they've targeted that zone. Kanina si Licauco, lumampas lang yung kanyang bump doon. This time Absin, also the same spot. So mukhang may nakikitang
Yes.
butas itong Ateneo sa depensa ng FEU.
Absin with an error. That substitution actually probably killed the momentum also for Ateneo.
Oh, minsan yung mga ganyang na
Yes.
tactics.
Oh,
could also
it's
help
part
you
of the
score.
game. Pero sa basketball, ganyan din.
Oh,
You call a timeout.
that quick break iced the setter of Ateneo.
Yep.
That's why
To stop
no
the end the
avail.
run.
Bloomstead, that's time.
Ouch. Calais. Bloomstead with a more confident hit.
Yeah, Bloomstead has come alive
Yes.
from set 2 up until now, set number 3. Gaining confidence with each sequence.
Yes, and
Coming.
James Licauco, having
Oo.
faith in him, just giving him the ball.
Seems like Coach Tim is trying to develop that chemistry between Licauco and
Yes.
Bloomstead. Not just for the V-League, but for every succeeding battle
Oh,
that they
yes.
will have.
Still good. Free ball coming for Ateneo.
Opportunity dito para sa FEU, Ateneo rather.
Oh,
Bloomstead with a soft hit,
still
but a
good.
nice save.
Racasa will put this
Castañeda.
over.
Licauco with the second ball. To the middle he goes.
The variation we're seeing from Licauco, from the open set to the quick set. There you go.
Yeah, at hindi na sinayang ni Gopio yun. That's why Ateneo has a big 16-10 advantage going to the second technical timeout. Magbabalik po kami. Before we continue this current match, let's check out our games on Sunday, November 6 from the Paco Arena pa rin. Men's Division po tayo. UST versus DLSU, first game. Perpetual against Ateneo, second game at 1. NU versus Adamson, third game. And San Beda versus San Sebastian to close the game at 5 p.m. Quadruple header on game day Sunday, November 6, live from the Paco Arena here at the V-League Challenge Cup 2022. Meanwhile, after the second technical timeout here in set number 3, Ateneo up big, 16-10. And that attack is good for FEU.
Hitting the hands of Gopio at that time.
Yan yung gustong panimula ni Coach Ray off a technical timeout.
Yes, 1 point at a time, di ba?
Now, we've seen stranger things here in the V-League, and certainly that 6-point advantage can be overhauled with 1 point at a time, gaya nga ng sabi mo. But Batas again finding that gap on the defense of FEU.
That zone has been empty. And Ateneo recognizing that, just targeting that area.
Yeah, with that down the line hit by Batas, mukha nga nagkakaroon ng problema ang FEU on that zone 5.
The blockers should adjust as well kasi itong depensa na sa likod nakabase rin sa harap.
And also Bloomstead has to adjust his service because he has had multiple service errors in this game. He had some success with his attacks and some of his blocking, but that service is still not in sync para dito kay Bloomstead. That's why it's now 12 serving 17, and serving for FEU is Havelona. Bloomstead with the first ball, Licauco to Gopio. Back row attack, Havelona. Bloomstead sends it to the open. Dalawa yung tumalon sa Ateneo doon, hindi sila nagkaintindihan.
Si Coach Ray parang tatamaan pa yata doon.
Opportunity for Ateneo to score. Back row attack once again by Havelona. Bloomstead giving chase pero hindi niya nahabol.
Havelona actually asked for that ball from the setter. He probably saw the opening at that area dito sa Ateneo.
So yung corner area din ng Ateneo ang tinatarget ng FEU. It has been the weak spots for both teams. For FEU and Ateneo, that has been open. That's why Havelona had some success with that attack. 13 serving 17 this time.
Great reception from
Licauco
Bloomstead.
to Lienos. Off the block and good.
Abay is just unbothered right now, playing unbothered volleyball, just hitting whatever ball is given to him.
Ayun nga, just responding to Coach Tim's instructions kanina, huwag kayong matakot pumalo. No fear on the part of Lienos from set 2 up until now. Just putting power on his hits and delivering the goods for Ateneo. Meanwhile, that tip.
Nag-adjust na lang itong si Sabanal, but it was effective.
That's the second point for Sabanal dito sa larong ito. Mukhang kailangan niya itong puntahan ng FEU itong si Sabanal because he is having wonders despite limited touches.
And yung quickers nitong FEU nga, as you have mentioned kanina pa, since they're all activated, pag binigyan sila ng bola, they're ready.
Yeah. Let's see if Ateneo is also ready to score. But that was blocked, yung atake na yan ni Lienos.
Abay just pushed that ball.
Ito, si Castañeda will set it to the middle.
Still good. Great
FEU will have an opportunity once
more.
Well, initially, let's check out this replay first. Rakaza with that strong hit down the line.
Let's see from that angle.
Pinadaan niya doon kay Licauco yung bola na yon. Initially, Coach
Rakaza knew it was in and he was so confident na nakapasok talaga yon.
Yeah, but first referee Erlindo Eusebio initially signaled Ateneo's way.
Abay showing us his version of down the line hit as we look at this replay.
Sabi niya, ako naman, babawi naman ako, kaya ko rin yung ginawa mo. And that time, no doubt, it's Ateneo's point. And they're still leading with a pretty huge margin here. 19 serving 15. Set number 3 with their setter James Licauco.
James Licauco single-handedly doing the setting job for Ateneo since wala nga itong si E.G. Magadia.
Yeah, and he's doing a great job.
Yes, kailangan steady. You know, he has to be ready if this game goes to a 5th set, dapat consistent siya and, steady bilang setter. Kasi nag-iisa na lang siya. Wala nang papalit sa kanya, if ever.
Yeah, it would be difficult for Ateneo if something happens untoward to him. Wag naman sana. Licauco once more to Batas.
Oh!
That wind up by Batas was so good. Let's check it out once more.
Wow, the approach coming from Ken.
Tapos parang alam niyang i-score kasi hindi na siya tumingin after the hit eh. He looked away.
Yeah,
Parang,
like a Curry 3.
Oo, parang ganun.
He knew that he was gonna score.
Pagkahataon niya, alam niyang i-score yun eh.
Oo.
Talking about Ken Batas. Keeping that momentum for Ateneo.
Oh,
Unfortunately, that's a point for Ateneo. Net touchdown on the part of FEU. That's why Coach Ray Diaz, napakamot na sa ulo.
actually, I think they're calling the crossing.
And he was conferring with our second referee, itong si Coach Ray Diaz. But that will not,
Even Coach Ray was confused
yeah, but that will not change
again.
that decision. Unfortunately, just when Ateneo was
May
trying to
mga-
pull away,
Yes, may mga errors after errors.
parang ano na rin, adrenaline na rin on the part of Llanos kasi kanina pa siya gumagawa ng puntos. At malalakas yung palo niya eh.
That's why you take your time at the service area. After a great play, after a great hit, pag ikaw na magsaserve, we have a few seconds at the service line. You have to settle muna, settle down. Oh,
Off the block hit this time.
sayang. The ball was actually high, pero wala lang talagang naunang tumakbo for that coverage.
Yeah, Racasa tried to give chase of that ball pero hindi na naabutan yung bola.
Oh, we have another serve specialist
Oh, si Crisostomo nga, papalitan itong si Absin.
named Crisostomo.
Pero tatawag muna ng timeout itong si Coach Ray Diaz. Let's listen in to what he says.
Sila yung match-up, sino bumabatay sa kanila. Tulad doon, hindi pa natin sa serving bola, alam na kagad sino papalo sa 5. Di ba? O, alam mo kung sino papalo doon, sino didepensa. Baka kailangan medyo, ano mo yun, smart volleyball lang gawin natin. Hindi puro palakasan, 1 punto sila, 1 punto sa atin. Hindi ka aabot ng 25, 17-22. Kailangan pag umusad ka, 3 hanggang 5 puntos makuha natin.
Dire-diretso.
Di ba? Tapos tsagayin nyo, dahan-dahan lang. Hindi kailangan makukuha na isang palo malakas, tapos puntos, all na kagad. Hindi pwedeng ganun. Tsaga lang, tsaga.
So off that timeout by Coach Ray Diaz, 2 words pop out, tiyaga and consistency. And it's something that had been lacking for FEU here in set number 3. That's why they see themselves down 5 with Ateneo needing just 3 points to close set number 3 with Crisostomo on the service line for the Blue Eagles.
Yes, Coach Ray Diaz just asking for a run. Diba, simulan mo ng 1 puntos, sundan mo pa ng maraming puntos, hindi pwedeng nagpumuntos ka, tapos magbibigay ka ng 3. Oh,
At ayun nga, namigay pa ng puntos ulit itong FEU.
Abay Llanos just loving it.
Oh, mukhang buenas itong si Abay Llanos today despite that few sequences of errors para sa kanya. Generally, he's been good. At ito, mapapatawag ulit ng timeout si Coach Ray Diaz. So, pakinggan natin. 2 quick timeouts for FEU.
May natapos na ba sa 23?
Di ba tapos so?
Laban, no? Same. Kung ano yung kanina, ganun pa rin ulit. Ha? Mas tibayan lang natin pagbalik para makausad tayo. At tibayan natin yung block natin. Kapag ka dumulo, pwede tayo magsarado. Ha? Kapag kakapos, tsaka mo ibuksan ulit. Ha?
Yes. Tignan mo yung block. Tignan mo yung block. Pag hindi pa gumagawa yan, nandiyan na kagad yan. Ibig sabihin, basang-basa sino papalo sa atin. Nasaan na yung dami rito? Nasaan na to? Blocker niyan, ganyan no? Isa may iwan dyan, tignan mo. Tara. Yan ang sinasabi ng block ha, ng patay ng kapila.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack from that timeout ni Coach Ray. Kathy, ano ba
Yes.
yung mga nakuha natin from that huddle?
Actually, it's a very technical and very specific timeout. And, Coach Ray burning his 2 timeouts already.
Magkasunod yun dahil nga nanganganib na silang matalo dito sa set number 3. Ateneo needing just 2 points to close it out. But can FEU respond? They need 6 points to tie this set. Bloomstead on the attack, but that was blocked.
Oh, there you go.
Kaya lang, hindi na nahabol ni Licauco yun. So that's a block point for FEU. Let's check it out one more time. Basang-basa yung
Well
atake ni
read by
Bloomstead.
FEU, yes. Off the timeout, yun yung nag-instruct din with the blocking. Pwesto ng blocking, and kung pumalo, saan dadalhin. And they delivered.
Yeah, especially in the first set, they had some success with their blocking. They had a 4-1 advantage in terms of kill blocks. And that's something that they haven't gone back to in sets number 2 and set number 3 especially. Back set meanwhile from Ricauco. Batas imposing his will. Check it out one more time. Akala nung blockers kay Gopio pupunta eh. Ang ganda nung fake na yun ni Ricauco.
Yeah, Ricauco just pumorsyento na rin si Ricauco. Nung time na yun, gusto niya nang tapusin tong set na to.
Aray na nga, mukhang tatapusin na. Ken Batas, the law states, let's finish set number 3. And that's why Ateneo gets set number 3, 25-18, and they are up 2-1 in this matchup. After 3 sets, we see the Ateneo Blue Eagles up 2-1. Despite FEU winning first set, Ateneo bouncing back, taking sets 2 and 3. We check out some highlights from the third set. FEU had a good start early on with their good sets, their middle attacks, but Ateneo was just too much for FEU in set number 3.
Yes, but Ateneo just waking up just right at the moment. Medyo itong spikers ng Ateneo naka-adjust na rin. And itong si James Ricauco, it's just, just distributing the ball just like what FEU has been doing in the first few sets of the game. As we're looking at the attacks, obviously very dominant itong Ateneo sa attack department. Opponents' errors, the same. They have the same number of blocks, service aces. We have 2 from Ateneo and none for FEU. But the attacks is so significant, especially nung nakapwesto na ng maayos itong Ateneo, and James Ricauco is just having an easier time now, distributing the ball and executing their plays. And, we're even seeing Calais, still Bloomstead, being activated as well. Despite the errors nung una siyang pinasok nung ngayon, you see a more confident Calais. That's why he's also, this actually doing it for Ateneo.
Yeah, indeed, that patience from Coach Timmy paying off. That's why Bloomstead is also delivering for the Blue Eagles. Meanwhile, that soft tip by Batas, no go.
Oh, he touched the net ng gigil.
Oo. Natuwa doon si Aldovino.
Lucky break ng gigil itong si Aldovino. Actually, he knew it.
Nice intention though. Unfortunately, too much sauce.
Too much spice.
Yes, on that attack. That's why Ateneo, just like in set number 3, gets the first point.
a
Set 4.
we have a full front line for Ateneo.
Yeah, let's see if they can exploit that full front line. Meanwhile, ito namang Ateneo ang magkakaroon ng net touch. Palitan ng net touch infraction.
Natawa itong first referee. Kasi sabi niya, papalitan kayo ng net touch ha.
Parang
Tinitignan nyo ba kung malinaw yung mata ko? Kala nyo di ko mahuhuli.
Minsan naman yung net dahil sa sobrang higpit ng pagkakatali niya, minsan isang tapik lang na manipis niya, gagalaw yan eh. So that's an indication.
Oh, nice back set from James.
And that's a strong point for Ken Batas. At ito nga si Licao just activating all of his attackers, finding his rhythm and finding confidence as we check out that attack by Batas.
James is setting it from the opposite side of the net.
Oo.
Yun yung sinasabi usually ng mga coaches, Lance. Pag kunwari you're a setter, tapos the ball is going the other way, you set it sa opposite way kahit malayo. Kasi the blockers will expect you to just set it right in front, di ba?
Oo. So kaya naman nag-adjust doon si Licao. Meanwhile, eto naman, point on the part of Ateneo. Nice attack though on the part of FEU.
Error after error.
But they couldn't get the result itong FEU.
Attack errors, they have the position. Nakapwesto naman sila, pero may error lang when they attack, when they hit it, and it's costing them.
Yun yung problema doon. They have to do better.
As we're seeing Cacao back for the setting here. Oh.
At ayun, sinilip na lang ni Saavedra yun. Alam niya lalabas yung bola.
And another error from Ateneo. Nagbibigayan sila ng puntos dito, Lance.
This exchange of errors early, keeping both teams within this set.
Yes.
And
parang dalawang points na yata each yung nabigay nila.
Oo.
Sa isa't isa.
So not much on the attacks this time.
Another error.
Another error. Could it also be a factor because we had an extended set kanina and this is the 4th set already? Your conditioning plays a big role kapag ganitong 4th, 5th set na.
Depende rin naman kasi actually nagpapalit-palit din kasi sila ng mix ng players inside, 'di ba? Like kanina iba yung setter. So siguro pag may pinasok kasi na ibang teammate mo din, syempre mag-iiba rin yung pace, 'di ba? Iba rin yung vibe. But you know, you do this in practice every day.
Yeah.
Every day din kayo magkakasama. That's why Coach Ray wanted to really develop that part of the program.
Yeah, finding that chemistry, especially the fact that they are just months together.
Good coverage from FEU.
Susubok ulit si Codilla.
Oh, too much power on that hit.
Yeah, tsaka wrong angle also on the part of Codilla trying to clip that corner.
Yes, it would have been easier for him to just hit it down the line because James is actually, James Licauco is in front.
Tama.
And he's a smaller blocker, so you just hit it right above. You know, if you hit it above James, it's gonna be easier, diba?
Yeah, Codilla should do better in recognizing the block in front of him to be able to score. Bloomstead this time, good serve. Cacao sets it.
Oh, no blockers there.
What a nice dig on the part of De Castro.
Oh, another error. Double contact
on the part of Ateneo.
From Batas, he knew it.
And that's something that you don't want, especially now that you already have the momentum. 2 sets to 1 advantage.
You know, if you're Ateneo, you don't want a 5th set. If you're FE, you want to push this to another set, another deciding set. And if you're gonna keep committing those errors, hindi nyo talaga ma-achieve yun.
Yeah, that's a result that you will not get if you commit those infractions and blunders.
Ang dami na nilang nabigay sa isa't isa.
Seems like 6 points ng Ateneo is like more than half of that is errors
parang
from FEU.
4 points ang nabigay ng FEU. Parang 3 naman yung naambag ng Ateneo sa 4 points ng FEU.
So tinatalo lang ng FEU yung sarili nila. And again,
masyado nating inuunahan.
Hindi natin alam kung umangat yata yung net in between set 3 and set 4. Kaya ano.
Or baka si Madam Auring ka, Lance.
Ay, wag naman siya.
Na sense mo.
We don't want to jinx anyone. We would like to see quality volleyball action. But that's not what we're seeing this time early in the 4th set.
Ayun na. An attack point coming from Abay.
Ayun na naman, si Lenos na naman yung gumagawa dito sa set 4. He has been keeping Ateneo in the game and also bringing the big points for the Blue Eagles itong si Lienos.
Yes, and just putting in more energy for the Ateneo squad.
Oh, siya yung naging spark plug talaga nitong koponan ng Ateneo eh. When he entered the game, everything changed for Ateneo.
Kakao is right in front now. Now you have a smaller blocker for Ateneo.
Saavedra with an attack.
Nilakasan itong ni Saavedra and it worked for him.
At that time, an attack point, a rare attack point early
now,
in set 4.
We're seeing attack points now.
Oo. Kanina, parang jitters on both parts.
Parang
both
nagbibigayan. Christmas daw. Christmas gift.
Give love on Christmas Day daw.
Exchange gift sila.
Exchange gift. Tapos na, exchange gift. Ito na. Bringing the points for both teams
na. Sayang yun.
Likaw ko.
Single block.
Batas.
Still good. Good defense. Oh!
Nagtingin na nila si Aldovino at si Banak doon.
That you don't want to happen.
Siyempre, ayaw mo mangyari yun. Lalo na ngayon, Ateneo goes to the first technical timeout with a 2-point lead, 8-6. We go to our first technical timeout after in set number 4 rather, with Ateneo leading by 8-6. But we have to point out that sequence that led to our first technical timeout. Aldovino and Banak just looking at each other, letting the ball drop in the court. So who would you give the blame on that sequence?
Well, I think blame is such a big word, Lance. Pero it's the liberos role to actually, just put the ball across. Especially nasa harap na ni Banak nun. Nakaharap siya sa bola. And itong spiker or the blocker of FEU, kakatalikod lang niya eh. So the libero, Banak, has more control sana, but then miscommunication.
And again, lack of control on the part of Ateneo, keeping FEU close. Itong si Lienos.
He was so frustrated. I like his energy.
He has been delivering some points for Ateneo, and yet he's also committing some errors. So minsan binabawi lang niya din yung
Nobody's
production
perfect daw.
Oo nga, sabi nga nila. Huwag tayong judgmental, mga kaibigan.
Tao lang, nagkakamali rin.
Especially in volleyball.
Better set from Licauco for Absin.
Ayan. Better execution on the part of Ateneo.
Bumawi dun si Abay sa reception, resulting to that great point coming from Absin.
Marami talaga nagagawa kapag napakaganda ng first ball mo, no?
Exactly.
It follows.
And a lot, if not a lot, most coaches will keep on emphasizing that. Kaya pag tinuro yung volleyball sa bata, 'di ba? The first thing na tinuturo sa basics is passing the ball, 'di ba? Controlling the ball.
Meanwhile, yung bola doon hindi lumusot sa atake na yan ng FEU at lumalaki na naman itong kalamangan ng Ateneo. 10 serving 7 and middle blocker Absin on deck to serve.
We're seeing full front lines for both squads right now.
Tingnan natin kung sino yung makakapag-take advantage dyan sa full front line na yan. Soft tip, no good.
That was too high.
Bloomstead with an attack. But that was read by FEU. Aldovino to Codilla, block. Codilla, second serving.
Great recovery from Codilla. Diba, if you can score faster like that, you don't have to pass it back sa likod for your setter to set. If you're just above the ball, just try to hit it and score.
Kasi makaka-reset pa yung depensa kapag ganun yung ginawa mo,
Surprise them, the surprise factor.
Yeah. And that's why Codilla shocked Ateneo that time.
Like that. The blockers were surprised. They did not even dare to jump for that hit from Calais.
So a sequence of surprises from both teams, with Codilla with an attack and Bloomstead also with that response. Kaya naman Ateneo keeping this 3-point advantage, 11 serving 8. Batas on the service line with his patented jump serve.
Great reception from the libero.
Kakao sends it to Codilla, but De Castro was waiting.
there.
Gopio with the middle.
Talking about activating the middles, James Lecauco is just making it easier for the middle hitters of Ateneo.
Yeah, he's just mixing it up. Kanina, he went to the open,
Yes.
and this time to the middle attack.
It's the variation.
And because this is now a 4-point advantage, magkakaroon ng palitan ng tao dito sa side ng FEU. Jamelona coming in favor of Codilla. And still on the service line, itong si Ken Batas with his jump serve, but that was received.
Over reception.
Over reception.
Nobody home to cover for that point.
That's why Gopio is celebrating that point of that over reception by the Tamaraws. Kaya naman mapapatawag ng timeout itong si Coach Ray Diaz with the score 13-8 Ateneo. Let's listen in to his huddle.
Dito lang natin dalhin yung first ball. O sige, kung sino nasa harap, ikaw, Jeboy. Pwede ka maglaro dito. Ganon din naman. Gusto mo, Jeboy, dito ka pumasok. Padaanin natin dito yung bola. Jay?
Sige, boss.
Dito yung butas nila, kanina pa eh. Arya kayo ng arya, di yan tinitingnan nyo. O sige,
Go. Magkita mo yung score?
yung block, bilang. Yung dito, mabilis mamalo. Yung doon, mabagal. O. Ba't napapatid pa doon? Organize mo.
So the final 2 words of the timeout from Coach Ray Diaz. Organize lang. FEU somewhat in disarray in this part of the 4th set. What are they lacking? What are they missing? That's why they're down 5 at this time.
Actually, they've been committing a lot of errors. And they have to start communicating. Like their errors kanina is because they did not talk to each other. Like the ball is just dropping in front of 3 people. The ball is just dropping in between 2 people. So kailangan nila mag-usap. And na-maximize palalo nitong Ateneo eh. Pag nag-error yung FEU, Ateneo is making a run. Kaya nahihirapan sila lalo na dumikit.
Yeah, and good response of a timeout for FEU.
Double contact.
And that's 2 quick points para dito sa FEU. A service ace by Saavedra, and earlier an attack from the middle para dito kay Abonyawan brings us to 10 serving 13. So from a high of 5 points, FEU trying to trim down this deficit.
Yes, Coach Ray just wants his boys to make a run. Oh, still good.
Ball still good. Nice save there on the part of Saavedra.
Free ball.
Licauco,
Want to play red.
Ateneo giving chase, but that's a point for FEU. So 2 of the last 3 points by FEU courtesy of Abunyawan. And that is the response that Coach Ray wants. That's why Coach Timmy pressing for time. Let's listen in.
Diba? Yan yung sasabi ko lang sa inyo. Kayo ng 10 ng technical timeout. Sabi ko sa inyo, chance ball, bumabalik sa atin. How come no one's getting the ball? Kennedy, nasa area mo na yan eh. Are you still waiting for the libero to get the ball for you? Nasa harapan mo naman eh. E di itaas mo yung ball at siya ka umatras ng backroom mo. Oy, next, receive natin. Oy, makinig ka. Bakit mo siya sinisiksik doon? Equal, jump serve eh. Diba? Oh. Kanina pa yun, Abay, kanina pa yun, tapos na yun. Hindi naman naulit eh, kasi nag-adjust ka naman. Diba?
Once up agad, let's go. Charge mo namin sa'yo, let's go. Yes,
Coach Timmy pointing out the receptions. They're receiving their first ball or the balls that come from FEU side. That has been one of their weak points here in set number 4 for Ateneo.
Tsaka Coach Timmy just telling his boys na pwestohan mo after mo mag-receive, umatras ka para sa atake. Like that, after that specific instructions from Coach Timmy to Ken, after mo mag-receive, umatras ka and prepare for your backline like
That's a good hit para dito kay Ken Batas of that fantastic back set from Licauco.
Ken Batas just probably telling Coach Timmy like that, Coach? Is that what you want?
Yun na nga yun eh. A good response of a timeout, perfect execution. Kuhang-kuha yung gusto ni Coach Tim. Pero yun ang ayaw ni Coach Tim at that point. At that point, mababa yung atake ni Gopio.
Mababa masyado yung set from James.
Kaya naman with that error, FEU is still close to Ateneo. 12 serving 14.
This is also a test of character for FEU, no? Kasi kanina medyo nakalamang ang Ateneo ng 5 and now they're only down by 2. Oh.
Meanwhile, Llanos, siya naman daw ang gagawa ng puntos.
Sabi ni Llanos, dagdagan natin ang
Check it
lamang.
out one more time. Great down the line hit.
The approach and that hit and the follow through.
Yeah, Saavedra wasn't able to control that ball. A thin angle that time for Llanos, but it worked wonders. Kakao sends it to Rakaza.
Oh!
And Rakaza is fired up.
Rakaza with that strong down the line hit.
And again, Licauco is in front, kaya dun niya dinan yung bola.
Hitting it above Licauco. The setter should just go doon sa side ni Licauco. Kasi mas madali talaga for the spikers.
Yeah, they're taking advantage of that smaller blocker.
Exactly. And you know, you just gotta play smart. And FEU with another point.
Yeah, talking about playing smart. Nasaraduhan doon si Llanos. Isa na lang itong kalamangan ng Ateneo. Kanina, 5 yan. 13-8 kanina ang talaan. Now, it's 14 serving 15.
The FEU bench cheering for their teammates.
And why not? They are inching closer. And their mission is to force a set number 5.
Oh, still good.
Ball still good. Aldovino, second ball. Chance ball for Ateneo. Licauco sets it to the middle.
Oh! Saavedra was there. Hindi lang naangat yung bola.
That could have been a save, but that attack by Absin brings us to our second technical timeout. 16-14. Ateneo with a slight 2-point advantage.
Welcome back to the Paco Arena for the V-League. The match is still Ateneo de Manila University versus the FEU Tamaraos. The Face Tamaraos are still struggling to keep this game alive. So they took their time to regroup after being down. Following Coach Ray's directions to reinforce their defense, the boys took it upon themselves to hype up their energy in order to shift the momentum. Aside from the shift 6 on the court, this energy may be coming from the bench and the Lady Tamaraos, who are gearing up for the game against the Fighting Maroons, which is coming up next. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Reese Malonzo, for that insight on FEU. And that regrouping and reinforcing their defense coming that report was able to help them trim this lead to 2. Although Ateneo sends us to our second technical timeout, it was high of 5, 13-8. Pero ngayon, dalawa na lang yung kalamangan na yan, 16-14. And it also helped that they're getting a lot of encouragement from the bench and also the Lady Tamaraos, who will be seeing action after this game.
Yes, and that's what Coach Timmy is trying to avoid. But now the momentum is back on their side. I was gonna say that he was trying to avoid that the swing, the momentum swing. No, baka lumipat nga dito sa FEU, but then his players just said, no, Coach, atin pa rin.
Yeah, that's a momentum breaker on the part of FEU. Yung service.
And, there you
ace na yan.
Sabi sa'yo, ikaw si Madam Auring talaga.
I don't have a crystal ball in front of me, but somehow I am saying words before they happen, and they do happen at times. Apologies for the fans of both teams if I jinx your players.
It happens.
Yeah. Meanwhile, back to action, 17-15.
Oh.
Same play before the technical timeout. Absin with that quick attack.
Absin with hang time, and the blockers of FEU are just too late for that attack.
Yeah, maganda yung running attack na yun ni Absin.
Now you have Ken Batas in front as well,
yeah,
for
that's a full
Ateneo.
front line for Ateneo. Let's see if they can respond. Talking about FEU.
Ragasa not giving up yet.
Bumawi si Rakasa that time. This is just a 2-3 point advantage.
Oh yeah.
So
1 point at a time for
Yes.
FEU.
A few good instances for FEU. They can catch up, maybe even take the lead.
And now they have a full front line as well.
Yeah, tingnan natin kung ma-take advantage nila yung full front line na yan.
And ito yung starting lineup din ni Coach Ray.
Yeah, so pandiinan na. Ika nga. Dito sa set 4. Kaya lang, hindi na naabot ni Banak yung atake na yun ni Bloomstead.
Kale Bloomstead just hitting the hands of the blockers.
Yeah, just finding an angle that part.
The libero was too late also. Mahirap din kasi anticipate pag natamaan ng kamay di ba? Kasi when you're used to like just digging the ball na sa angle, kukunin mo sa angle. Pero pag tumama kasi sa kamay, hindi mo alam saan pupunta yung bola Kaya mas mahirap.
Depende na kung saan lilipad yung bola.
Another error.
And presumed service specialist si Crisostomo and yet committing a service error. So that's not a good indication on the part of Ateneo.
Medyo yung minsan din kasi pag serve specialist ka, kasi papasok ka lang sa part na kailangan like sa certain point of the game.
Minsan malamig ka pa. Oo, tama.
Kasi nagwa-warm up kayo ng service before the start of the game pa
And then you don't get to see action after like a few minutes.
Mahirap din naman talaga. Tapos yung pressure, all eyes on you.
Especially now, it's close to winning time.
Yeah, still
Meanwhile,
good.
Bloomstead,
Free
no
ball.
go on that attack. Ateneo has the ball once again. Bloomstead with an attack, but that was blocked. Another opportunity for the Blue Eagles. Bloomstead with a soft tip this time.
Smart! Smart play from Caleb Bloomstead.
Check it out one more time. Third time's the charm para dito kay Bloomstead. Hindi gumagana yung malakas na palo. Hinaan natin. Just find the open spot.
He was blocked twice and he changed his attack on that play.
Yeah, also Bloomstead building confidence in this game. As,
nice play!
Nice play indeed. Wala nang nagawa si Batas doon.
Batas got hit on the chest but I'm sure it didn't bother him.
Ayun nga, natatawan lang siya tapos ini-instructan pa siya ni De Castro. Gandahan mo yung reception mo.
Bumawi ka.
Bumawi ka. Kasi dalawa na lang itong kalamangan ulit ng Ateneo. 18 serving 20.
Great play from Kakao.
Indeed. Likao this time. Back row attack.
Still good sayang.
Gumagana pa rin yung mga atake ni Lienos, whether it's from the open or back row.
Just working on all areas and department. All around ngayon itong laro ni Lienos.
It also helps that Lienos also played beach volleyball for Ateneo. So that training also comes in dito sa laro niya sa indoor volleyball as we can see.
Great serve from
Great
Calais.
serve on the part of Ateneo. Itutulak na lang ng FEU yan. Can Ateneo score? Lienos one more time, no. Likao ko muli to the middle, but that was blocked. Likao ko susubok ulit kay Lienos ulit. And Lienos is good.
That was too strong for the blockers of FEU.
Nilakasan na lang talaga ni Lienos yung palo na yun Parang, I'll just put all my power, bala na kung saan pupunta.
Basta tumawid.
Oo, tumawid.
Kayo na bahala dyan.
It did wonders though for Ateneo. Kaya ito, mapipilitan ng FEU magpalit ng tao. Itong si Sabado comes in.
And that's smart for Lienos kasi matatangkad yung blockers niya.
Oo.
So hindi niya na talaga pwedeng ibaon kasi babalik sa kanya. Di tamaan na lang yung sa taas ng kamay.
Pa-check na lang.
That's another smart play coming from Castañeda, who just got in.
Let's check it out one more time.
From that good reception. Itong FEU, bigyan mo ng magandang bola yung setter. Nakaka-deliver itong mga spikers nila
yun yung nawawala sa kanila. It's that
the reception.
The reception in the first ball. That's why they could not do the sequence of having a good attack. Talking about FEU.
Akala ko it will drop.
Almost an ace there. Lienos, ayan. Malakas ang palo na naman. But this time, Habilona was waiting. Rakaza.
No
Too
check.
much angle there.
Sayang yon. Maganda na sana yung depensa ng FEU kasi naka-adjust na sila sa atake nito ni Abay.
Kaya lang yung angulo ng palo ni Rakaza was too wide.
Yes.
Gopio will check out. Another service specialist for Ateneo. Itong si Trinidad will check in.
Pau Trinidad.
Pero mapapatawag muna ng timeout itong FEU. We'll listen into the huddle of Coach Ray Diaz.
Kailangan lang maiwan mag-isa yung 7. Sige. Ang spiker mo, diba? Sige. Dala mo sila dalawa. Ito yung receive. Dalawa, kailangan may iwan yung 7. Okay. Anyway, kahit dalawa sila sumabay dyan, may iwan ka dito dalawa, down the line. Okay po. Tara.
Tuloy lang.
Tapos yan. Layo. Isang pansel pa lang. 180 na rin dito yung bola. Tapos mas gigil sa balo. Ulit sila yung bola.
So at that huddle, it was assistant coach, Coach Edison Orculio, doing more of the talking for FEU rather than Coach Ray Diaz. And he was designing a specific play to fool the blockers of Ateneo. And could you explain to us kung ano yung instruction na yun ni Coach Edison?
Actually, yung kailangan lang din talaga nila is, I was gonna say, a good reception.
Okay. Pero hindi pa nila kailangan at that point.
Yes,
okay.
I wasn't trying to jinx anything. But I guess that timeout was also to ice the the server. Kasi nga, kanina si Pao, nagka-error din siya, diba, sa service niya. And itong coaching staff ng FEU, recognizing that, you know.
Yeah, heads up timing on the part of FEU.
Hitting 2 birds with 1 stone, you know, you ice the server and you give instructions to your players.
Tama, meanwhile, itong si Lienos, malakas ang atake. Rakasa with the back set, pero tinulak na lang yun ni Havilona. Bloomstead giving chase, and this will be a chance ball for FEU. Can the Tamaraws capitalize? Bloomstead was there with the dig.
Kale has been very busy at the back for Ateneo.
Yeah,
he slipped. Free ball coming.
Free ball for Ateneo. Can they score this time? Licauco to Absin at the middle. Would have been a nice save by Abunyawan, but nobody got the second ball for FEU.
Absin finding the donut hole in the middle of the FEU defense.
Yeah, kinalmot lang niya yung bola doon, and that point brings Ateneo to match point. Kaya naman ipapasok na nila itong si Mark Calado, the veteran for FEU, in favor of Rakasa. Serving for the match is the setter, Licauco for Ateneo. Good serve for Licauco. Castañeda, back set. 1 set point save for FEU, courtesy of Mark Sabado.
Mark Sabado said it's Friday pa lang.
Kahit bukas pa yung Sabado, he's alive.
Ngayon,
yes.
Buhay na buhay.
Pero yun nga lang, nilabas siya dito sa laro.
Bringing in Cacao.
Si Castañeda lumabas din. Pumasok si Cacao at si Castañeda.
For a full front line dito
Yes.
sa FEU. So no more substitutions left for FEU.
No more substitutions and no room for error because this is already set point. Licauco sends it to Batas. Off the block. Ball game. And that off-the-block hit by Ken Batas gives Ateneo their 3rd win in the V-League Challenge Cup 2022. They remain undefeated after 3 games. 4 sets, 25-19. First set went to FEU. 26-28 rather goes to Ateneo second set. 25-18 third set. Ateneo pa rin na nanalo. And 4th set closed by Ateneo 25-21. Unfortunately, FEU falls to 1 and 2 with this defeat, but you got to give the effort of FEU dito sa larong ito.
You know, Ateneo, both teams actually had a slow start in the first set and committing a lot of errors, especially in the 4th set where we were actually emphasizing yung pagbigayan nila ng errors sa isa't isa, starting with FEU giving 4 errors to Ateneo and Ateneo giving 3 straight points to FEU. And itong si Abay Lienos actually was the spark plug that Ateneo needed, especially in the start of the second set. And itong Ateneo just came to their senses and nakabawi sila, naka-adjust sila, and Coach Timmy is just so proud of his boys kasi isipin mo, si James Licauco lang yung nag-iisang setter nila and they still got to deliver.
And speaking of Abay Lienos, we turn you now over to Riz Malonzo with our player of the game.
Thank you, Lance. I'm here with Abay Llanos, player of the game. So, Abay, you're usually not a starter, but you delivered when it mattered. What helped spark that fire in your game today?
First of all, we were just sticking to the game plan. Before the game, we planned everything. So, coach was always reiterating to us that no matter who's inside the court, let's participate and let's show them that it's like the first six is still there. So even though there's an absence in the first six, we were able to deliver because we stick to the game plan.
Thank you, Abay. So is there anyone you want to greet?
I want to greet my family in Cebu, Liano's family, and to the whole Ateneo community. Hello.
Congratulations, Abay, on your win, and congratulations to the Ateneo Blue Eagles. Back to you, Lance and Kathy.
All smiles. Itong si Abay.
Yeah, indeed. As we check out these highlights for the entire game, set number 1, won by FEU because Ateneo still finding their rhythm. They had some jitters in set number 1. That's why they were not able to respond. And those attacks by the likes of Havelona and also middle attacks gave them first set. Pero ito nga, second set, some adjustments on the part of Ateneo. Pinasok si Bloomstead and also Lienos, our player of the game, catching fire.
Yes, Abay Lienos was actually the one na bumuhay talaga sila in the sa kanila in the second set. And when he got activated, when he was so pumped up, pati itong si Calais, Bloomstead, Ken Batas, alam mo yun, parang pumalo na lang din sila ng pumalo. And they didn't care that there are blockers in front of them, unlike the first set.
Yun nga yung sabi rin kanina ni Abay Lienos, whoever's inside, you deliver.
Yes.
And total team effort talaga for Ateneo. Licauco starting with their sets and just dominating itong Ateneo against FEU. Meanwhile, our next game, Women's Volleyball Quarterfinals, V-League Challenge Cup 2022, is between the FEU Lady Tamaraws and the UP Fighting Maroons. Stay tuned for more volleyball action. This is where it all started. This is the V-League.